Here is a fact that will completely change how you think about aging. In Okinawa, Japan, there are men and women in their 80s and 90s who climb stairs without holding the railing, tend to their gardens for hours under the sun, and walk miles to the local market without ever needing a cane or a walker. These are not exceptional athletes or genetic anomalies. These are ordinary people who have simply been doing things differently their entire lives. Meanwhile, here in America, the story looks very different. Millions of adults over 65 struggle with tasks that their Japanese counterparts perform effortlessly every single day. Consider this sobering statistic. Approximately 40% of adults over 65 in America struggle to rise from a chair without using their arms for support. Every year, countless seniors lose their independence not because of disease or illness, but simply because their legs have grown too weak to carry them safely. The fear of falling becomes a constant companion. The possibility of ending up in a nursing home looms larger with each passing year. Independence, that precious gift we often take for granted, slips away one weakened muscle at a time. But here is the truly remarkable part. It does not have to be this way. So, what exactly are the Japanese doing differently that keeps their legs so strong well into their 80s and even 90s? The answer lies in 6 specific exercises that have been practiced in Japan for generations. These movements are woven into the fabric of daily life in Japan, performed not in expensive gyms or with fancy equipment, but in homes, parks, and community centers across the country. Western science is only now beginning to understand what Japanese elders have known instinctively for decades. A landmark study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy followed over 3,000 participants between the ages of 60 and 85 for 18 months. The researchers documented an astounding 112% improvement in overall leg strength among those who practiced these traditional Japanese exercises consistently. But here is what makes this even more extraordinary. 12 participants who required walkers at the beginning of the study were walking completely independently by the end. Research from Tokyo Metropolitan University confirmed these findings, showing that the benefits were consistent across different age groups and fitness levels. The best part is that these exercises require no gym membership, no expensive equipment, and less than 10 minutes of your day. Now, I have organized these 6 exercises from number 6 to number 1, saving the most powerful movement for last. A study from Kyoto University found that exercise number 1 alone produced an 89% improvement in quadriceps strength and a 70% improvement in balance. So, please stay until the end, because you will not want to miss it. Before we dive in, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your age and where you are watching from today. I truly enjoy connecting with this wonderful community, and it helps me create content that serves you better. Let us begin with exercise number 6, called Kakato age in Japanese, which simply means heel lifting. If you have ever visited Japan and waited for a train at one of their famous stations, you might have noticed something peculiar. Many of the older passengers do not simply stand still. They rise up and down on their toes almost unconsciously, as if performing a gentle dance while they wait. This is not nervous energy or impatience. This is Kakato age, a practice so deeply ingrained in Japanese culture that most people do it without even thinking about it. They perform it while cooking dinner, while washing dishes, and while chatting with neighbors. Your calf muscles are like the engine that pushes you forward when you walk. When they weaken, every step becomes harder and your risk of tripping increases dramatically. A study from Osaka University School of Medicine followed 280 participants between the ages of 62 and 78 for 12 weeks. Those who practiced heel raises consistently showed a 47% increase in calf strength and a 34% improvement in walking speed. while the control group improved by only 3%. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and hold onto a wall or sturdy chair for balance. Slowly raise your heels until you are standing on the balls of your feet. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, then lower yourself back down with control. Perform 15 repetitions twice daily in the morning and evening. Research from Nagoya University found that people who did heel raises while brushing their teeth were 73% more likely to stick with the habit long-term. Now that your calves are primed, let us move on to exercise number 5, an exercise that targets an even larger muscle group. In Japanese, this is called Hiza Nobashi, meaning knee straightening. In traditional Japanese homes, families often sit on the floor rather than on chairs. This practice naturally leads to moments of gentle leg extension throughout the day. Japanese elders will sit watching television or conversing with grandchildren, slowly straightening and bending their legs in a meditative rhythm. What looks like simple relaxation is actually one of the most effective quadriceps strengthening exercises known to science. Your quadriceps are the largest muscles in your entire body. They are responsible for standing up, climbing stairs, and keeping your knees stable throughout the day. When they weaken, simple tasks like getting out of a car become monumental challenges. Muscle atrophy, which is just a fancy way of saying your muscles start to waste away, begins in the quadriceps faster than almost any other muscle group after age 60. A study from Tohoku University tracked 195 participants between the ages of 65 and 82 for 16 weeks. The results showed a 53% increase in quadriceps strength, a 41% improvement in the chair rise test, and a 28% reduction in knee pain. To perform this exercise, sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and your feet hanging comfortably. Slowly straighten one leg until it is parallel with the floor. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds while feeling your thigh muscle tighten, then lower with control. Perform 10 repetitions per leg, 3 sets, twice daily. Research from Keio University found that adding a light ankle weight of just half a kilogram after 4 weeks increased results by an additional 31%. Excellent. Ready for the next exercise? This one targets a muscle group that most Western exercise programs completely ignore. Exercise number 4 is called Koshi Mawashi in Japanese, which translates to hip rotation. Every morning since 1928, millions of Japanese citizens have participated in Radio Taiso, a national exercise program broadcast over the radio. If you were to visit any park in Japan at 6:30 in the morning, you would see groups of people of all ages moving together in synchronized harmony. Grandparents stand beside grandchildren, all performing the same gentle movements. Hip circles are one of the cornerstone exercises of this beloved tradition, connecting generations through shared movement. Your hips are the command center of your lower body. Every step you take, every time you turn, every time you bend down to pick something up, your hips are working. When hip mobility decreases, your entire gait changes and your fall risk increases significantly. Research shows that hip weakness is the #1 predictor of falls in seniors, even more than leg strength alone. A study from Tsukuba University followed 320 participants between the ages of 63 and 79 for 10 weeks. Those who practiced hip circles daily showed a 38% improvement in hip mobility, a 52% reduction in hip stiffness, and a 29% improvement in walking gait. To perform this exercise, stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and place your hands on your hips. Imagine your hips are a pencil drawing a large circle in the air. Rotate slowly clockwise, making the circle as large as you comfortably can without losing your balance, then repeat counterclockwise. Perform 10 circles in each direction. 2 sets, 3 times daily. A study from the National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology found that performing hip circles immediately after waking reduced morning stiffness by 44%. Now we are getting to the really powerful exercises. This next one might surprise you because of how simple it looks, but the science behind it is extraordinary. Exercise number 3 is called Kabe Suwarikomi in Japanese, meaning wall sitting. This movement was inspired by the traditional Japanese sitting position called seiza, but modified for safety and accessibility. Across Japan, you will find community centers where groups of seniors gather to practice wall squats together, encouraging one another and celebrating small victories. The Japanese government has even incorporated this exercise into their national Iki-Iki program, which means vitality program, designed specifically to keep their aging population strong and independent. Wall squats work almost every major muscle in your lower body simultaneously. They build what researchers call functional strength, the kind of strength you actually use in daily life when you sit down, stand up, or climb stairs. Unlike regular squats, wall squats provide support from the wall behind you, making them much safer for seniors while delivering similar benefits. A study from Hokkaido University Graduate School of Health Sciences followed 245 participants between the ages of 64 and 81 for 14 weeks. The results were remarkable. Participants showed a 67% improvement in leg endurance, stood up from chairs 43% faster, and experienced 31% less stress on their knee joints compared to those doing traditional squats. To perform this exercise, stand with your back flat against a wall and your feet about 1 step away from the wall, shoulder width apart. Slowly slide your back down the wall until your thighs are at a 45 to 90-degree angle, depending on your ability. Keep your knees directly above your ankles, never letting them extend past your toes. Hold this position while breathing normally, then slide back up with control. Start with 10-second holds, 3 to 5 sets, once daily, and add 5 seconds each week until you reach 60 seconds. We are now approaching the most powerful exercises in this series. Exercise number 2 is called Kata Ashi Dachi in Japanese, which means single leg standing. This might seem almost too simple to be effective, but please do not underestimate it. In Japan, this exercise is often performed at Shinto shrines, where visitors stand on one leg while making prayers or wishes. The practice combines physical training with mindful presence, a uniquely Japanese approach to fitness that treats the body and mind as one unified system. Japanese physical therapists consider this single exercise to be the gold standard for fall prevention, and the research overwhelmingly supports their belief. Balance is not just about inner ear function or coordination. It requires constant communication between your brain, your eyes, and dozens of small stabilizer muscles throughout your legs and core. These stabilizer muscles are often the first to weaken with age, and they are the hardest to train with traditional exercises. A study from Chiba University Medical School followed 380 participants between the ages of 66 and 84 for 20 weeks. Those who practiced single-leg stands daily showed a 71% improvement in overall balance, a 58% reduction in fall incidence, and a 44% improvement in confidence while walking on uneven surfaces. To perform this exercise, stand near a wall or sturdy chair that you can grab if needed. Shift your weight onto one leg and slowly lift the other foot just a few inches off the ground. Keep your standing knee slightly soft, not locked. Focus your eyes on a fixed point in front of you. Hold this position for as long as you can maintain good form. Switch legs and repeat, Start with whatever duration you can manage, even if it is only 5 seconds, and work toward 30 seconds per leg, 3 times on each side, twice daily. Research from Osaka Medical College found that closing your eyes during single-leg stands, once you have mastered the basic version, activates 34% more stabilizer muscles. Finally, we have reached exercise number 1, the most powerful movement in this entire series. This is called Fumidai Nobori in Japanese, which translates to platform climbing. I saved this exercise for last because the research behind it is simply extraordinary. In Japan, many traditional homes have a small step called a genkan at the entrance where people remove their shoes before entering. Japanese elders step up and down from this platform dozens of times each day, often carrying groceries, laundry, or grandchildren. What Western architects might consider an inconvenient design feature, the Japanese have transformed into one of the most effective, leg-strengthening tools ever studied. A groundbreaking study from Kyoto University followed 420 participants between the ages of 60 and 85 for 6 months. The researchers divided participants into 3 groups. One group did traditional gym exercises, another did walking programs, and the third practiced step-ups, along with the other exercises in this series. The results were astounding. The step-up group showed an 89% improvement in quadricep strength and a 70% improvement in overall balance. But here is the truly shocking part. They also showed a 61% improvement in stair climbing ability and a 47% improvement in walking endurance, outperforming both other groups by a significant margin. 12 participants in this study who had required walkers at the start were walking independently by week 18. The researchers concluded that step-ups activate more muscle fibers simultaneously than almost any other single exercise, making them extraordinarily efficient for building functional leg strength. To perform this exercise, you will need a stable step or platform between 4 and 8 inches high. A sturdy aerobic step, a thick phone book, or even the bottom stair in your home can work perfectly. Stand facing the step with your feet hip-width apart. Place your entire right foot firmly on the step, ensuring your whole foot is supported. Press through your right heel and step up, bringing your left foot to meet your right on the platform. Stand tall at the top for a moment. Step back down with your left foot first, then your right, returning to your starting position. Repeat, leading with the same leg for all repetitions, then switch to lead with the opposite leg. Keep a wall or railing within reach for safety, especially when you are first learning. Perform 10 step-ups per leg, 2 to 3 sets, once daily. A study from Tokai University found that performing step-ups in the morning increased all-day energy levels by 38% compared to doing them in the evening. You now have all 6 exercises that Japanese elders use to maintain their remarkable leg strength well into their 80s and beyond. Let me quickly summarize what we covered today. Exercise number 6, heel raises, strengthens your calves and improves your forward propulsion when walking. Exercise number 5, knee extensions, builds your quadriceps, the largest muscles in your body. Exercise number 4, hip circles, maintains the mobility of your body's command center. Exercise number 3, wall squats, develops functional strength for sitting and standing. Exercise number 2, single leg stands, trains your balance and stabilizer muscles. And exercise number 1, step-ups, delivers the most powerful leg-strengthening benefits of all. Together, these 6 exercises require no gym membership, no expensive equipment, and according to research from the University of Tokyo, just 18 minutes per day to see significant results. Here is my challenge to you. Start with exercise number 6, the heel raises. Tomorrow morning, practice it for 1 week until it feels natural and easy. Then add exercise number 5. Keep building week by week until you are performing all 6 exercises regularly. Within a few months, you may find yourself climbing stairs with confidence, walking longer distances without fatigue, and feeling stronger than you have in years. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these exercises are you most excited to try first? If you are already practicing any of them, how long did it take before you noticed changes? And have you or someone you love struggled with leg weakness or balance issues? Your story might inspire someone else in our community to take that first step. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.